آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم وصلي عليه. Dear listeners, welcome to our special program today. So we have two young guests with us, Zainab Naveed and Aiza Nasrullah. So today we want to understand the Quran from a young person's perspective. So we will begin with the two short surahs. Zainab will share the message of Surah Al-Balad, surah which is 90 number surah, and Aiza will explain Surah Ash-Shams, which is Surah 91. After that, we will discuss a very simple and important question. Why is the Quran important for children growing up in the West? And how can we understand and apply its teaching in our everyday lives? So let's begin with the Zainab. So Zainab, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum assalam.
How?
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear children, today we are learning about Surah Al-Balad, which means the city. Allah teaches us some very important lesson about how to become a good and caring person. First, Allah tells us that life will sometimes be difficult. You might find your homework difficult, lose a game, have an argument with a friend, or not get something you really wanted. The lesson is don't give up, be patient, keep trying, and ask Allah for help. Allah also reminds us that He has given us two eyes, a tongue, and two limbs. Which think about these wonderful gifts. We shall use our eyes to look at good things and learn, and use our tongue to speak kindly, tell the truth, say salam, and never bully or hurt someone with our words. But then Allah talks about choosing the difficult but good path. Sometimes doing the right thing is harder than doing the wrong thing. Sharing your favorite food, helping someone who is lonely, saying sorry first, forgiving your brother or sister, or standing up for someone being bullied may be difficult, but this is the path Allah loves. Surah Al-Balad practically teaches us to care for orphans and the people who are poor or hungry. So if Allah has given us something, we shall learn to share it. And finally, Allah teaches us to encourage each other through other patience and mercy. So remember this first lesson from Surah Al-Balad. Be patient when life is difficult. Use Allah's gift properly. Help people in need and always choose kindness and mercy. May Allah make all of you kind, patient, helpful, and strong Muslims. Ameen.
MashaAllah, 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 Zainab, that's a beautiful message. And I particularly like the idea that sometimes doing the right thing is actually the more difficult choice. Now, let's move from Surah 90 to Surah 91. And Aiza, what does Surah Ash-Shams teach us?
Assalamu alaikum, dear children. Today we are learning about Surah Ash-Shams, which means the sun. In this beautiful surah, Allah mentions the sun, moon, day, night, sky, and the earth. These amazing creations remind us how powerful and wonderful Allah is. Then Allah teaches us something very important about ourselves. Allah has given every person the ability to understand the difference between right and wrong. Our job is to keep our hearts clean and choose what is good. For example, sometimes you may feel like telling a lie because you are afraid of getting in trouble. You may feel angry and want to shout at your brother, sister, or friend. Or you may be tempted to cheat in a game or at school. Surah Ash-Shams teaches us stop, think, and choose what is right. Allah tells us that the person who purifies their soul succeeds, while the person who corrupts it loses. We clean our hearts by praying, telling the truth, saying sorry when we make mistakes, helping others, respecting our parents and teachers, and being kind to our friends. Allah then tells us about the people of Thamud. They rejected Allah's guidance and harmed the she-camel that Allah had given as a sign. The story teaches us that knowing what is right is not enough. We must actually do what is right. So children, remember 4 lessons from Surah Ash-Shams. Recognize Allah through His wonderful creation. Keep your heart clean. Control yourself when tempted to do wrong. And have courage to choose what is right. May Allah give us clean hearts, good character, and the strength to make good choices every day. Amen.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah, Jazakallah khair to both of you. So now something very interesting and connects these two surah. Surah Al-Bald, as Zainab Naveed mentioned, that it teaches us choosing goodness can sometimes be difficult. There are two paths. One is difficult and one is easy, isn't it? So, and Surah Shams teaches us that Allah has given us the ability to recognize right and wrong, isn't it? So let me ask both of you a very good question. That why do you think Allah wants us not only to read the Quran but also to understand what we are reading? Okay, and then we will discuss that. Many Muslim children in Britain or Italy. So Zainab, she came from Italy. So many Muslim in Britain and Italy or in Europe, or we can say in the West, they can read the Quran in Arabic, but they may not understand Arabic. What should they do? And the other question we will discuss after this break. Why do you think the Quran is especially important for Muslim children growing up in the West? Okay. And our children are growing up surrounded by many different influences: school, friends, television, YouTube, TikTok, isn't it? So we will discuss very these difficult questions, and hopefully you will get ready for these challenges. Okay, listeners, we will take a short break, and on the other side of break, we will discuss with Zainab and Aiza different aspects. Stay tuned, Radio Don Vanessa. आपके पास है व्हाट्सएप
See,
है